there is two kinds. As I mentioned, the primary is you are going to want to do some surveys. It's very important that you have some surveys. These are the kind of things that you can do online surveys. You can do a mailing of surveys. You can stand out in front of your grocery store and do surveys. You can do phone call surveys, but you want to try to get at minimum 50, but really closer to 1 to 200 responses, and calculate the data and say, okay, we've asked 200 people what they think about this product, and 78% said that they were very or extremely interested in purchasing this product, and here's what they recommended that they would pay. And you're able to go into the meeting with whomever you're talking to and say, look, we've actually asked our market what they want, and they told us that they do want this. That's powerful. The secondary research is basically Google, is try to find a trade industry or a trade association for your business. So if you're in the coffee business, you might say the Coffee Retailers of America. If you were a baker, you might say Cake Bakers of America or Cookie Bakers of America. Just go out there into Google and try to find a trade association for your business, because these websites will often have a ton of information about the industry growth and statistics and even some benchmark financial data. So what you want to do is all the key findings that you find at these websites, just put a bullet list and say, here's some key data that we have found about the industry. It's growing X percent. There's this many billions of dollars spent on this product. Those kind of numbers to really support what you've got here. Okay, the next section, industry analysis. This is frankly kind of some business school mumbo jumbo, but it's really important that you have it in here because they're going to look for it and at least know that you sat down and thought about these things. Remote external analysis, that's just looking outside your company. What are some of the forces that are going to have an impact on your company? And usually we say, government policy, the economy, and other forces of nature and man. They just want to know that you've thought about it. I know it sounds silly, but they want to see that you're thinking on these levels, because something like government policy can really have an effect on your business. Here locally in Arizona, where I am, they passed a no smoking ordinance, but they did it first in cities before they got to do it statewide. So the cities that had it first, it really adversely affected the bars that had smoking. Now it's controversial and everybody has an opinion on that, but the fact of the matter is those bar owners really should have been paying attention to what's going on with public policy. So you want to look at government policy and see how you can interject yourself into that. The economy. What happens if the economy goes into a recession? Or do you have products that are designed for low cost? Do you have the ability to overcome it? Or are you lucky and you're one of the few products or services that in a down economy actually go up? So just think about it. Think about what the economy has as far as an effect on you. And then these days we have to kind of consider the terrorism. So what if we got hit by another terrorist attack? What kind of effect would that have on your business, positive or negative? If you're selling survival gear, a terrorist attack could have a pretty positive impact on your business. So just give that some thought. The industry, there's basically, what you want to do in here is spell out what industry you're in, and again address who your target market is. And I guess this is a good place to mention it. There's a lot of redundancy in your business plan. And again, that's because different people are going to jump to different sections and probably not even read some of the other sections. So we want to make sure that we spell out the important details throughout the entire document. So it is going to seem redundant. Don't worry about that. You want to do is a list of competitor categories here. And you just want to think of who else is in competition with you. So if you're a coffee shop, like fast food is starting to serve coffee. You can get coffee at the grocery store. You can make your own coffee. Think about all the different things that people could do instead of your business. You don't need to put specific competitors right here. We're going to get to that. So there's 5 forces, the 5 forces model. This is Michael Porter's 5 forces model. And what you're looking at here is barriers to market entry, which means how difficult is it for competitors to get into the market to start competing with you. So if you have a manufacturing facility that you had to buy $300,000 worth of equipment, that's a pretty big barrier to entry. That's harder to get into. If you are a small specialty contractor, you may have to get a contractor's license, but besides that, as long as you have your tools, you're in business right away. That's not a real big barrier. So just think to yourself, what kind of barriers are there for a competition to just start popping up and competing with you? Think about your suppliers. So whatever it is you're going to be selling and providing, think about your suppliers out there and what kind of bargaining position they have. If there's a ton of suppliers, their bargaining position is not very good. If there's only a couple, they have a strong bargaining position. So just tell us it weak or strong, and then give a brief description of what that is. We feel that our competitive advantage lies in, and usually what I like to put here, sustainable competitive advantage. That's from the strategy section, but that is you. Your ability to turn your experiences in life and in business into a unique experience for your customers. That's what you want to put in there. You could even put that verbatim in what I just said. The bargaining power of buyers. These are your customers. So it's kind of opposite of the supply side. Now you're looking at the buyers. Are you in a market like pest control where there are a million competitors so that your buyers, your customers have a strong bargaining position? So again, assess that and then write a brief description as to why you came to that conclusion. The substitute products, think about again what we talked about earlier. What could they buy instead of your product? Right? So if you're a fitness club, they could go buy their own fitness equipment. Right? They could hire a personal trainer to come in. There's other things out there that they could use besides your equipment, besides your product. So write down the substitute products that are out there. The degree of rivalry. Think about your market and all the competitors. How hard is it going to be for you to get in there and really carve out your chunk of the market? If it's strong, very strong, somewhat, but just describe how competitive is your market going to be.